You know that sinking feeling when you're giving and giving to someone, your time, your attention, your love, and it seems like they barely even notice. They don't thank you, they don't reciprocate, and after a while you start to wonder, am I invisible? Do I even matter to them? Being taken for granted is one of the most painful experiences because it touches something very deep in us, our need to feel seen, valued, and appreciated. And the truth is, most of us don't realize how much we're silently tolerating it until the resentment builds up like a quiet storm. But here's the thing. When someone takes you for granted, the answer is not to try harder. It's not to give more. It's not to chase their approval or to explain why you deserve their appreciation. No, the answer is something much more powerful, something that shifts the dynamic entirely. It starts with one decision: stop overfunctioning. Psychologists talk about a concept called interpersonal boundaries. When you overfunction in a relationship, always fixing, always giving, always accommodating, you create space for the other person to underfunction. This is called a complementary pattern in psychology. One person overextends, the other relaxes into taking. For example, maybe you're always the one initiating conversations, planning the meetups, remembering their needs, checking in on their feelings. And maybe, without even realizing it, they've learned to just expect it. It's not that they're evil or ungrateful by nature. It's that humans adapt. When you always supply, they unconsciously stop valuing the cost of what you're giving. Think of it like this. If someone handed you fresh flowers every single day for free, no matter how lovely it was at first, eventually your brain would stop releasing dopamine at the sight of them. That's how our nervous system works. It normalizes what it repeatedly receives without effort. And that's exactly why the most powerful thing you can do when someone takes you for granted is to pause your giving. Now, I don't mean punishing, stonewalling, or playing manipulative games. I'm talking about stepping back with dignity. Instead of over-explaining, stop explaining. Instead of over-giving, give less. Instead of waiting around for them to notice, bring your focus back to yourself. Why? Because the moment you withdraw the energy that was being poured into the black hole of ungratefulness, you break the psychological pattern. The other person, consciously or unconsciously, begins to realize, wait, something feels different. The supply isn't automatic anymore. Did I take it for granted? This is rooted in scarcity perception psychology. Humans assign value to what is scarce, not what is endlessly abundant. And sadly, that applies to love and kindness too. When your energy becomes automatic, it fades into the background. But when you reclaim it, when you place value on yourself first, the other person is confronted with the reality of your worth. Imagine someone is always asking you for favors. You always say yes because you want to be kind or because you don't want conflict. Over time, they stop even saying thank you. They just assume you'll do it. Now, if one day you finally say, I'm sorry, I can't help this time, something shifts. At first, they might be shocked, even annoyed. That's normal, it's a withdrawal effect. But deeper down, a seed has been planted. Wow, maybe I was taking this person's effort for granted. Maybe their yes wasn't endless after all. Your no teaches them more about respect than 100 yeses. There's another layer here, and it's important. Sometimes we stay in relationships where we're taken for granted because deep down, we're afraid. Afraid of being abandoned if we stop giving. Afraid of being unloved if we stop being useful. Afraid that our worth is only measured in what we do for others. But let me tell you something. Your worth is not a currency to be traded. Your worth is inherent. When you let people treat you like an endless resource, you train them to see you as a utility instead of a human being. And you deserve better than that. So what do you do when you're taken for granted? First, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, have I been over-functioning? Have I been giving more than I receive and calling it love? Awareness is the first step. Second, adjust your boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors. They let the right things in and keep the wrong things out. Start small. Say no where you used to say yes. Take a day for yourself where you used to overextend. Notice how it feels in your body. There will be discomfort, but also relief. Third, communicate if it's worth it. Sometimes people truly don't realize they've been taking you for granted. A simple, calm statement like, I feel unappreciated when my efforts aren't acknowledged. I need more reciprocity in this relationship, can open their eyes. If they care, they'll adjust. If they don't, their lack of change tells you everything you need to know. And finally, redirect your energy. The more you focus on people who constantly undervalue you, the less energy you have for those who would truly cherish you. When you step back from takers, you create space for givers. And here's a psychological truth that's worth remembering. People who value themselves naturally invite others to value them too. It's not about arrogance, it's about quiet confidence. When you treat your own time, energy, and love as precious, others learn to treat it that way too. If you've been taken for granted, maybe this is the universe's gentle nudge to relearn your worth. To realize you don't have to exhaust yourself for crumbs of appreciation. To understand that the right people, the ones truly meant for you, won't need constant reminders to respect and value you. They'll do it naturally. So the next time someone takes you for granted, don't beg, don't chase, don't explain yourself into exhaustion. Do this instead. Step back, honor your boundaries, and let your absence teach the lesson your presence could not. Because at the end of the day, love isn't proven through how much you can tolerate being undervalued. Love is proven by how courageously you stand in your worth, even if it means walking away. And when you choose yourself like that, you don't just regain your power, you also remind the world and yourself that you were never meant to be taken for granted. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy these types of contents.